Oprah defends controversial $1 million from Kamala camp. She said production needed to be paid. But, I mean, come on. $1 million, though? In what world does it cost $1 million to pay for a 30-minute interview? That makes absolutely no sense. And it was a softball interview at that, which we already knew. But still, how does that cost $1 million? How does production of that cost $1 million? I mean, we all know it's a payoff. And even though she tried to say she didn't take a personal fee, yeah, right. So what? So again, it makes no sense to me. So we're gonna talk about it. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. Has a link to my Patreon. That's where I'll talk about things that I can't talk about here. There's also a link to my Instagram and my X account, so follow me there as well. All right, so let's get into this news. Now, this comes from the Daily Wire from Amanda Harding. And she reports that Oprah Winfrey has responded to claims that she was paid to campaign for Kamala Harris after it was revealed that the talk show host company Harpo Productions received a $1 million payment from campaign funds. Again, Kamala Harris received over $1 billion, the most of any presidential run ever, and ended up $20 million in debt. This is why she's just handing out money to her friends. This is what's going on, what went on here, and she ended up bankrupt behind it. Imagine her actually running the country. She would run our country into the ground. She can't even run a freaking campaign that had over $1 billion in donations. It's crazy to me. But the payment was made by the Harris campaign on October 15th after Winfrey hosted a town hall event in September, per report from the Washington Examiner. Oprah was also featured at Harris's final campaign rally in Philadelphia just days before the election, where she warned voters to get to the polls instead of being tempted to sit this one out. But they of course, they never say why people are tempted to sit out. Democrats were disenfranchised just as much as Republicans. And so they decided to sit this one out because they had a person in office that actually caused the horrible economic conditions and everything else that's wrong with this country. So I mean, that's why she had to say don't sit this one out. But the 70-year-old celeb was confronted by TMZ on Monday regarding the report, which at the time she said was not true. Now so you can't believe she's already lied and said it wasn't true. I don't even know why she would say it wasn't true when every single penny of when someone's running for election has to be accounted for. So of course we would have the records of that. I don't know why would she lie and say that it's not true, and then all of a sudden say, well, I didn't take any of that money. Well, first you said it's not true. Which one is it? She said, quote, "I was paid nothing ever," Oprah told the cameraman. Later in the week, the billionaire TV host clarified her remarks in an Instagram post from the Shade Room. She was replying to a follower who wrote, "Y'all thinking Oprah's support can be purchased is beyond me." They actually purchased it. It goes on to say, quote, "Thank you so much for saying this," Oprah wrote in response. "I want to high five you and give you a hug. Usually I am reluctant to respond to rumors in general, but these days I realize that if you don't stop a lie, it just gets bigger," her reply continued. "I was not paid a dime. Your production company was paid." She said, "My time and energy was my way of supporting the campaign," Oprah wrote. "For the live streaming event in September, my production company, Harpo, was asked to bring in set design, lights, cameras, microphones, crew, producers, and every other item necessary, including the benches and chairs we sat on, to put on a live production. I did not take any personal fee. However, the people who worked on that production needed to be paid and were." End of story. $1 million though? It could be done for a couple $1,000s. $1 million though? I mean, she is full of so much crap. Oprah's explanation sparked some pushback on social media, with several users questioning how the event could cost that much or why Kamala campaign did not cover the cost. Quote, "This is highly irregular," Megyn Kelly wrote in response on X. "The subject of the interview does not pay for the set production costs. The interviewer does. And even more shocking, when said the costs are $1 million. Especially shady when it is a presidential candidate. This is grossly unethical. It was a payoff. I mean, plain and simple, it was a payoff. Just like she paid off the snake, Reverend Snake Oil, Al Sharpton. They paid off all their friends and all their people that's part of their clique. They gave a bunch of money to. They was handing out bags like it was candy. And then she went into $20 million in debt. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Leave your comments down below. Like, share, subscribe, and check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.